Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Sade. Thank y'all for joining me again for our astrology talk. For today, we are diving into what does it mean when you have your Venus in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, before I dive into what it means if you have Venus in Sagittarius, please feel free to head over to my channel, Hidden Alchemy, where I have tons of videos to break down what the planet Venus means, as well as what the archetype of Sagittarius means, so you could have a deeper understanding of these two elements. Also, my reading books are open. So if you are interested in having your own personalized reading, go ahead, check out my website, Hidden Alchemy by Sade, where you can find all of the information you need to book a reading with me. Now, let's go ahead and get started with Venus in Sagittarius. Now, Venus is the planet of beauty, it's the planet of our relationships, whether it be towards people, places, and things. So, not necessarily just romantic, but how we are in relation to the environment around us. It is the planet that rules what we like to spend our time doing, how we like to spend our money. Venus is the planet of money, of luxury, of leisure. And it is the ruler of Taurus, a feminine earth sign, as well as Libra, a masculine air sign. Now, when you put the planet Venus in the sign of Sagittarius, now Sagittarius is masculine in nature. It's a fire sign, and it's not cardinal, it's mutable. So how we adapt to our environment, the changes that happen, mutable signs are able to adapt and make the changes necessary to really be able to push forward with their goal and agenda that they have within themselves, or just any type of energetic goal in general. Now, when you put the planet Venus in the sign of Sagittarius, this is such a playful placement. Venus in Sagittarius is very similar to Venus in Gemini, of course, because Sagittarius is the opposite sign of Gemini. The only difference is going to be one is fire, one is air. So, with Venus in the sign of Sagittarius, these are people who are daters. They are people who have a lot of different types of relationships before they can find that relationship that fits them. Because Sagittarius is a sign that cannot be boxed in. I've mentioned this in my Sun in Sagittarius video. These people cannot be boxed in. They need to be leaders in their own life, and they need to be in control of their own life. And they're not really interested in controlling other people. Sag is not the sign that's interested in having control. So, Venus and Sagittarius, folks, these are very free, fun, loving people. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not committers. It's not that. It's just that they are so committed to their own personal journey that in order for them to be in a relationship with someone else, that person has to also have some sort of stability in their own life and not try to take control or get in the way of these folks. These are people who they need to be trekking on their journey. They need to be going on a next adventure, a conquest. These are people that are very big believers in their truth and the dreams and aspirations that they have for themselves. And they're not people that are willing to let go of their own personal purpose and dreams for the sake of a relationship. So that's why I say these are people that can date a lot, not because they're serial daters and they don't know how to commit, but it takes them some time to find that person that understands that they need freedom. Venus and Sag folks love freedom because it allows them to feel like they have some sort of say and footing in their life. And being in the mutable energy, they don't like mundane things. So, constantly having the same thing every day. Of course, routine builds structure, but things that don't need to be routined, they're not interested in that. So, if you are, let's say, a Venus in Capricorn or a Venus in Scorpio, dating somebody that has their Venus in Sag, y'all might bump heads a little bit, not because there's no love there, but because these folks need freedom. They love to feel like they are the leaders on their own personal journey. Just like the Venus and Gemini video that I made. These are people that have a lot of friends. They're very social. They love to socialize, and socializing and meeting people is a way for them to understand themselves better. Whenever we're dealing with fire energy, it's really based off of the self. How am I improving myself? And because these folks are mutable and ruled by Jupiter, they are very, very social beings. They're very funny. They're very charismatic. And they're really such a good time to hang out with and be around, which can get them into some trouble with this Venus energy because they can be very big flirts. They can go on many dates. A Venus and Sag person cannot be interested in you, but because they are very generous, they're very social, and they're very confident. They will go on a date just because. Why not? This is someone that is interested in me. Why would I not go on a date? Even if they know, okay, I really don't have too much interest in being with this person. For example, if a person with Venus in Capricorn, for example, they would not go on a date with someone just for the sake of going on a date. It would need to be, okay, this is a person that I actually want to go on a date with. This is a person that I actually like, that I see something building. Venus and Sag, it's everything is a good time. And especially because Venus rules how we like to spend our leisure, these are people who can definitely spend their leisure traveling, meeting new people, studying, learning philosophy. And because it's Venus, Venus also rules the arts. These are people that can be very confident if they do have a lot of artistic talents. Sagittarius rules our hopes, our dreams, and our inner confidence and courage to push forward on our journey. So these types of folks, if they want to build a business, they're going to build the business. If they want to work in fashion, they're going to work in fashion. If they want to work in music, they're going to work in music. Sages have so much courage and personal power that whatever planet you put next to it, it's really going to bring about the power and the courage that that planet can offer. So if you have Venus here, these are folks that can be very forward. If they like you, they'll tell you they like you. They tell you what they want from you. They'll tell you if they don't like you. They're very forward and very courageous in how they relate to people, places, and things. This is definitely the placement of the free spirited person when it comes to love, when it comes to money. These are people who are very generous. So when it comes to sharing their goods with others, they don't mind that. If you're their friend, they don't mind sharing with you because in a Sag's mind, life is abundant. They like to experience life through this space of abundance, which can kind of get them in trouble because sometimes that Jupiter energy of expansiveness and that Venus energy of attraction and luxury and enjoying the finer things in life, sometimes they can get a bit overly expansive in their ideals and their spending and their collecting and being generous with other people. And they have to work on their boundaries because they are ruled by Jupiter and it's a mutable sign. They can be very fickly and very changey and very flighty. So, working on grounding and harnessing that fire a little bit more when it comes to financial assets is going to be very, very crucial and important for these folks because they like to live life from a freedom, expansive, abundant type of mentality. And sometimes it can get a little overboard, borderline delusional. These are people who have their own life. So, as opposed to Venus and Scorpio, which I mentioned in my Venus and Scorpio video, they're not clingy. These are people who are not clingy. They cling to their own philosophy, their own belief, their own journey, and they like to be an independent person coming together with another independent person, having fun, and then having time apart where they can be with their other friends and social circles and business friends and colleagues and all of that nature. However, all in all, Venus in Sagittarius is such a playful, fun placement. These are the people that, again, free spirited, so loving, so generous. Do not box them in because they need to live life with their own philosophy and they need that freedom to study, to travel, to learn. They are truly the students of the world and they love to learn and they love to collaborate with other like minded beings and continue living this life of abundance and expansion. Let me know if you have your Venus in the sign of Sagittarius. I would love to hear how this video resonates with you. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you for our next video, y'all.